Did Jesus know he was God, even when he was just a child? Imagine being 10 years old and suddenly realizing you created the entire universe. It's a mind-bending thought. Did the young Jesus wake up every morning, fully aware that angels bowed to him? Or was it a gradual discovery, a slow unfolding of his own divine identity as he grew older? This is one of the most fascinating and mysterious questions in all of Christianity. And while it might seem unanswerable, the Bible actually gives us some subtle but incredibly powerful clues. We often picture the baby Jesus in the manger scene, humble, crying, fragile. We see a normal human baby, but the Apostle John gives us a much deeper reality. He writes, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us." Now, who is the Word? John 1:1 clarifies that the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So, if the Word, who is God, became a human being, does that mean Jesus' divine mind was fully active and aware, even in his childhood? It's a profound mystery. Theologians have debated this for centuries. Some believe that, yes, even as a baby, Jesus possessed a complete divine knowledge. He was fully God and fully man, so his divine nature was always present and aware. It's a view that emphasizes his godhood from the very first moment of his earthly life. However, others argue that in becoming truly human, Jesus willingly chose to experience human growth, emotions, and learning, just like the rest of us. This is called the kenotic theory, from a Greek word meaning to empty. It suggests he voluntarily set aside the constant use of his divine attributes to live a genuinely human life. So, which perspective gets closer to the truth? Let's dive into the scriptures and see what they reveal. Our biggest clue comes from the Gospel of Luke, in a remarkable story when Jesus is just 12 years old. Joseph and Mary are traveling back from Jerusalem after the Passover festival, and they realize with a jolt of panic that Jesus isn't with them. After a frantic 3-day search, they finally find him. And where is he? He's in the temple, sitting among the most learned religious teachers, listening to them and asking them profound questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers. When a relieved and likely exasperated Mary finds him, she asks, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." Now, listen closely to Jesus' response. He says, "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" Or, as some translations put it, "about my Father's business." Let that sink in. At 12 years old, he wasn't just saying God was his Father in the way any faithful person might. He was declaring a unique, direct, and personal relationship. He was correcting his earthly parents, pointing them toward his true, divine Father. This wasn't the awareness of a normal, precocious child. This was a flash of divine consciousness shining through the words of a young boy. It reveals a deep, personal knowledge of his identity and mission long before his public ministry began. So, while the boy Jesus certainly learned to read, to walk, to speak, and to work as a carpenter, it seems that deep within him was a constant, quiet awareness that no one else could possibly comprehend. An understanding of his true origin and his ultimate purpose, to save the very world that he himself had created. The Apostle Paul wrote it beautifully in his letter to the Philippians. Though he was in the form of God, he did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men. He knew exactly who he was, but he chose humility. He chose to live as one of us, to experience our journey, yet without ever losing sight of his divine identity. So the next time you see a painting or an image of the young Jesus, don't just see a child. Look closer and ask yourself, what incredible thoughts were going through his mind? What must it have been like for the creator of the cosmos to look out at his own creation through the innocent eyes of a child? It's a mystery that invites us into a deeper sense of wonder and awe. Thank you so much for watching. If this video made you think, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that explores the deep questions of faith. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you in the next video.